Alright, I'm heading home from the Muskie 5K today. Finished first overall. Got this cool Muskie looking wooden trophy. It says first male overall. I saw that the other day and I want to come out and try to win one because it's first overall gets one and then top 3 in age groups get one. So I wanted to add that to the collection. Plus I wanted to come out and visit the Pymatuning State Park. I think I said it right. I've never been there before, so I wanted to get my passport stamped. So I actually may have called off work today to come out and do a couple activities beforehand, before the race, so I could get it stamped the right way. Because I feel like if you're going to get your PA state passport stamped, you actually have to do some activities in the park and see some things for it to actually qualify you actually visiting the state park and not just driving through collecting stamps. So I did that before the race. I went to this place called the Spillway, which has a bunch of carp in this little like bowl area that you could feed bread and whatnot. Geese and ducks walk on top of them because there's just so many and their backs actually stick out of the water. The Fish Commission actually has like a hatchery up there. I didn't get to go see that, but I saw a bunch of different fish. Somebody said it was shad or owwie or owie or whatever it's, however you say it, in like the spillway area. So that was kind of neat to see. I got some pictures and videos of that before I headed out. Well, it's like an 18-minute drive from the spillway to the start line. So I made sure I came up with enough time, and then I got over, wanted to hit the park office to get my book stamped. Here they are out of stickers because somebody must have took them all this afternoon. So when I got to the race, I saw a ranger and I asked him. He actually went out of his way. Shout out to him. He actually went and got the stamper for me and stamped my book after the race. So again, shout out to him for going above and beyond what he had to today. I appreciate that. I enjoyed getting my passport stamped. Another state park off the list. Anyway, from there, actually, from the park office, I could see the start line. Well, I guess it would be the finish line. I thought it was the start line. So I was only like 100 yards away. So I drove back over, got ready. I was still a little bit early, so I took some pictures of this gatehouse and the spillway where the race was. This was a different one from where you feed the carp. Took some pictures and whatnot. Got her pre-race poop in before I changed. Got ready, hydrated a little bit because it's a 2.5 hour drive, and I felt like I was a little bit dehydrated, but we got it under control. So the start of the 5K, we go over by this bridge and run out a mile to a T, then turn around, come back. So it's like 2 miles of an out and back, and then it changes up a little bit. On the way out, it's probably like 70 feet a gain-ish, give or take 10 feet either way. Nothing too major, but it's just like a steady incline in the second half. So after the T and the turnaround around a cone, I think the first mile was like 5.5-ish. I think the first 2 miles were like 5.5-ish. I used the free speed on the way back to run faster, easier, just to try to gap the field a little bit. And then we turned back into like where we parked at for the last like mile. I stopped at this one water stop. I actually physically stopped and asked which way to go. They said to the right. Here I was supposed to go to the left. I ended up popping out by the timer. He yelled and said I went the wrong way somehow and explained to me real quick, so I jetted back. I got like a complete burst of adrenaline. I dropped like a 4, we'll call it a 4:10. It was like a 4:09, I think was the fastest, but we'll say like 4:10, 4:15 for 10-15 seconds to catch back up to the field. So I was really jetting, burning a lot of adrenaline trying to catch the field again. I caught back up somehow, luckily, but as soon as I caught back up to the top guys that were still ahead of me at the time, because I was in first overall at the time until I got lost, but then I had to catch back up to them. That's when my adrenaline faded actually, so I got kind of worried, but somehow I just kept pushing through. Maybe because I was wearing my endorphin pros today, I didn't really have to work as hard, and that couple percentage of extra boost that they give me and everybody else helped me a little bit. But I was really hurting then because of that adrenaline that I used up. That was like my final kick to get back into the race. And I was running on E towards the end. I ended up finishing with like 3.52 miles instead of 3.1. The time was like, again, like 20 minutes. I was on like a 17-minute pace at the time. At the time, I was kind of mad because I got sent the wrong way and I thought I was going to lose the race. But I pulled it back out, so I kind of calmed down now. It was just one of those things in the heat of the moment. You're like, shit, now I'm going to lose, or, you know, why did that have to happen? But everything worked out in the end. The field was a little bit smaller than it normally was. A couple speedsters from like Ohio didn't show up, which I was gonna use to maybe try to PR and pace off of, but then I just decided since they didn't show up, I was gonna run only as fast as I needed to, but I ended up needing to be running a lot faster than I was hoping to. I was hoping to maybe only do like a 19, but again, I was on like a 17-minute pace. So the way the field was running today, even though it was like 80 degrees the first day in the 80s, first race in the 80s for the year, so it was definitely a little bit harder. You know, I didn't want to push necessarily, not knowing how my body was going to react to the first race in the 80s. So I just went shirtless with compression shorts, calf sleeves, wore my headband instead of a hat just to try to stay cooler. Other than that, it was pretty, I mean, I guess the course was pretty simple in the end. Nothing major to speak of, nothing really major happened during the race, except for that little hiccup. People were really friendly. The race director actually came up and offered me a refund for being sent the wrong way, which I appreciate the offer. I turned it down, obviously, because the race is for a good cause, and things like that happen, but just being offered that speaks volume for the race director and the organization. So, you know, it just shows what kind of people that they are. They're really stand-up people. So if you get a chance, definitely come check the race out. This year was like their 25th anniversary of the race, so next year will be the 26th. So it's a long-standing race. It's a nice state park. Come see a couple of quick things, or even do some fishing before or after. And again, it's a nice, I think it could be a PR course if you really want to push it. Of course, depending on the conditions, if it's really hot and humid or if it's rainy out, it might not be conducive to a PR, but it's definitely a fast course, definitely a good time. It's usually held during the middle of the week. Today's Wednesday, and it was started at 6:30, so it might be hard for some people to get off work. I think it was like a 2.5-hour drive, which may be why I called on work. But I wanted to come do this race, knock it off my list of things to do, races to do, and then see the carp. So mission accomplished. I went fishing today because I got the fish. You know, I wanted to get that and add it to the collection of cool, like, looking awards that I've got. But everybody was really friendly. It was a nice crowd. And I guess that's about it. Nothing else to really speak of. So if you get a chance, come do this race next year, and I guess I'll see you guys around.